the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money. Money.
What up? What up? What up, family? We're gonna give it a little time, couple more minutes. Let some people climb on in here. We're gonna answer some questions. We're gonna talk about 2024 and what some things I discovered to get into the specialized heavy haul industry market, right? And I'm going to specifically talk about tonight how no matter where you at, if you know CDL driver and you don't have your own truck, or you're trying to get into the industry, or you're an owner operator, but you might be in dry van or reefer or tanker or something like that, and you're trying to get in, we'll give some options for all that. So give me a few more minutes and we're gonna get started. And we're definitely gonna go to Q&A as well. All you gotta do is put it in the chat. I'll see it and we'll throw it out there and I'll answer it. So
It's the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the
all right. So first, give me some energy, man. Where everybody's watching in from this evening. Where are y'all across the country? Where are y'all at? Tell me where y'all at. Let me see where y'all at. I'm in the South Louisiana, close to New Orleans area, right? If you're on the road, where you at? If you not on the road, where you from? What we got? We got ATL. What we got? Weatherford, Texas. That's my dude right there, man. He's in the truck and the cash flow school group. My guy got his RGN, man. Congratulations, man. He rolling. He's doing his thing. Alabama, not too far from us. Not too far from us. Actually got two oversized loads going to Alabama tomorrow, coming out of Mobile, Alabama, going up to Auburn, 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 I believe, Alabama. 15 wide. One of them is a stretch load. It's gonna be 38 in the well and 15 wide and about 13.7 tall or something, right? That's gonna be fun. Got two of those. Well, one like that and another one, right? Okay, got you. Our burner's right by your house. That's what's up. It's cool. Well, We got some people gonna be in your area tomorrow. Pulling some good loads. Definitely gonna need some escorts and stuff like that. We got sorry, I skipped over this one. I'm sorry. Are you hiring owner operators? Yes. Let me go to this right here, trucking the cash flow. Put that in your browser. Join the school. You can get in contact with me through that. My phone, it just rings off the hook. Text number, it just constantly nonstop. Then I went to another number and was like, oh, I'm gonna just use this just for that. And that one started blowing up off the hook. So I try to just talk with my people that's in the group. You can inbox me. Literally, if you go there now, I can literally approve you now. You can get in, but just go to, and it's in my description on my YouTube channel and all of my videos. You could do that too, no problem. All right. So, but yes, we are hiring on operators. Go to that link right there, and you definitely can get on a call with me. We'll talk about what you need, see if we can help you, because everybody's just not a fit, right? I've moved more to just dealing with specialized, and that's it, right? So what we'll do is you join the group, get in there, set up a call. We jump on a call, go over some things, see if we can help you, and see if you want to jump on with us, right? What we got? My dude. Thanks, fam. I haven't pulled a load yet, but then I have a good load in a few weeks. Good. You will. You will, man. Watch the videos. You will. Trucking Destiny. I'm trying to get leased on with you. Gotcha. Just went over that. So you will. If we can, we're a good fit for each other. I'm from New Orleans. I'm trying to get into trucking. What do you think is the best route? Well, tonight we're going to talk about getting into trucking, but specifically in the specialized division, right? But this will apply across the board, right? We got Demetrius. Thanks for you're welcome. I definitely need a CDL. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you want to do what we doing. I haven't pulled a load yet. The agent has some projects coming up. I haven't moved the load. Oh, good, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You will. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You're doing good, man. You're doing great. Actually, you're doing a lot better than a lot of the people, man. Just don't trip on that, right? You're good. All right. So let me get this off of here. How do I do this? All right, cool. So let's get into what I guess what we'll call the teachings, right? So look, this is the first thing. Understand that me myself, I started trucking, my grandfather, then my father, and then now me, right? I have been in the industry almost 20 years now, or over 20 years. I kind of lose track. It's probably past 20 years, probably going on 21 years, whatever like that, right? I don't really keep track of it, all right? But I've did, listen, cab driving, box trucks, the flatbed, one axle, like a box truck, but it just basically has a flatbed on it. Done that. Done tankers, flatbed, step decks, oversized, reefer, dry van, hazmat, cross country, local, dump trucks, dump trailers, all this different stuff, right? I did that. And then I finally niched down. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get into over the road. I'm going to get into the flatbed division, right? And this was years ago. And I started out. I made some good money as an owner operator. I was young. So I kind of messed up my money, right? But I made what we would call a lot of money, especially at that time for the age that I was. And that's what started my journey in the flatbed division. I was leased on to a bunch of carriers. I leased on to Tennessee Steel Haulers, American Transport. I didn't do Bennett. I did some some other known carriers, right? Done that, made some money, things was good, and then I said, you know what? Let me venture out and get my own authority. Okay, I done that. Um, Made a lot of money with that. Scaled my business up to I think it was right around 8 trucks and about 10 trailers, something like that. I can't really remember because I would like buy a truck, sell them, get them again, get rid of them, all this type of stuff. So I guess at once maintaining at one time, it was like 8 trucks, mine, and about 11 trailers. We would do, like team driving. We would do a lot of different things on how we would really run the business. All right. So I was doing about 100,000 to 200,000 a month in gross revenue, right? And it's kind of hard to tell you what I really was bringing home. But anywhere from that $1 to $2 million range a year, right? Making good money, doing real good, and doing real good, and went bankrupt, right? I basically was kind of almost going bankrupt, basically kind of like before the pandemic, but when the pandemic hit, that just, oh my God, that was painful. And I know a lot of people say, oh man, the pandemic was good for a lot of people. Well, when the pandemic first hit, it wasn't good for nobody in the trucking industry. Like it was dead, right? So I already was on my way out. And then when the pandemic hit, that was a wrap. So when the opportunity came to be able to grab a hold of all this money that was floating around when the pandemic was on a rock, kind of inflated the market, it was very hard for me to take advantage of the market, right? Because I wasn't in position, right? I was basically going through a bankruptcy. I still took advantage of it. I still, rose up, but I wasn't in it the way that I could have been in it, right? And I didn't take advantage of it the way that I could have, right? So I kind of, went to doing like some reefer stuff or whatever, hazmat. I always did specialize. It don't matter, if you drive in, reefer, whatever it is, I always did more of a specialty type deal because I just learned that early on in the trucking game that you have to do that if you really want to make money and really, really want to make the big bucks. Like, do that, right? Don't this regular freight. That's just not where it's at. You got to understand that you're playing on a different level. We're gonna go over that tonight, all right? So then, I shook back and I tried to scale too fast, right? Again. And I didn't go bankrupt, but I had to like file for bankruptcy again and kind of protect myself and, put myself back in position, right? So now I'm back in position and I learned a lot over these 20 something years of doing this. And now I'm in a good position, a great position, and it's only up from here, right? So I want to share this with y'all because, especially my own operators, uh, 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 you know, people that want to be an own operator, right? So they can have a roadmap, right, and make things easier, right? Even if you are a freight dispatcher or that's the lane you're gonna go in, um, understand that learning these things, you can help your own operator that you will service. So you want to learn these things as well, right? And because you can help them, right? You can, whether it's coaching them, giving them advice or whatever it is, like you can learn these things and you can help them. So let's get into it. First thing first is this. All right. We're gonna run through it. We're not gonna take all night. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. First thing is this. We're gonna open up for Q&A after. First thing is this. You have to understand you have to make a decision. That's the first thing. All right. You have to make a decision and eliminate everything else, right? If you're going to be an owner operator and you're going to come into the specialized division, you have to make a decision that this is what you're going to do and that's it. You're not going to go back to drive-in. You're not going to go back to reefer. You're not going to go back to Ubering. Or, I know a guy, he was panicking so much one time. He was like, man, I'm going to just shut all this down and do Ubering, right? Like, yeah, you're not going to go back to being just driving regular flatbeds or your local job or whatever it is, right? If you was working at a warehouse or you was working with Coca-Cola or whatever it is that you were doing before you made that decision, listen, when you make this decision to be an owner operator, and you're gonna go into the specialized division, heavy haul, oversized, you're gonna, whether it's a flatbed, step deck, RGN, whatever it is, right? Low boy, whatever. Even if you're just gonna be a regular owner operator and just do drive vans or whatever, right? When you make this decision, that's it. All right, burn the bridges behind you. Go all in, right? And that's it. Do not have a second and third, backup plan and all this and all that. There is no backup plan. Go all in. That's it. And the reason why I'm saying it is because I've struggled with this myself. Because I have a couple different skills, a good bit of skills. One of the things that I messed up on was I always knew that I can do something else to make money. And I knew that I can always do something else to make money, that showed up in my life to where I wasn't all the way dedicated to my trucking business, right? So one of the things that I veered off and did was real estate, right? Now, as y'all know, whoever knows my story, my wife, when I met her, that's what she was doing, right? Her cousin, I was renting the office space from her cousin, and her cousin, that's how I met her. I met her at the office space, right? On the job, right? I was in my office and she, come tapped on my door and basically flirting with me. And then bam. So she done real estate. She was a real estate agent, right? So she done real estate, and it was something that I always had a passion for anyway. So I was like, man, I got this business, I'm making this money, I want to get in real estate. So basically, when things got a little rough and it was going down, she was doing real estate. So guess what I did? I said, well, forget trucking. Why? I'm not going down with the burning boat. I'm a jump ship. So I didn't really just go out of business. I really just gave it up. I was like, well, look, the money drying up. Then the pandemic hit. That was all I needed, right? So I basically used that as an excuse unknowingly. I didn't really know, or maybe I did know. I didn't really care, right? So I swapped up. I went into real estate, and while I got into real estate, I made money, right? Like we made money, and it was good, and it wasn't easy, but I made money. I learned some stuff. I learned a lot of things for business, period. And then I learned a lot of things with real estate. But I had that second or third or whatever choice to choose, right? I didn't go all in with trucking. The minute I got some friction, whether it was a little bit of a lot, I jumped ship. So don't do that. Go all in, right? Because the same time, money and resources I use to build real estate and make money in real estate, which we, basically started from scratch. Like she was with me, but we she was a realtor. We did wholesaling, investment. We did a little something different, right? When I came in, that same energy, that same time, resources, money, all that I used for that, I literally could have pushed that towards my trucking, but I didn't do that because I wasn't all in. So don't do that. When you make the decision, go all in. All right. Make sure you do all that. All right, cool. Once you make this decision to go all in, you got to fix your mindset, right? And I get it. Somebody's probably watching right now like, man, get to the tactics. We're going to get to that, right? You got to build your foundation first, because when you decide to be an entrepreneur and start this business, a solopreneur and start this business, right? There's going to be some things that's going to happen in your life. And if you are not ready, it's going to rock you and you're going to quit. So these things you got to do first, right? And when you do these things, you can start getting to other things. So once you make this decision, you have to have the right mindset, especially in trucking, right? Because everybody's around you. If you're watching YouTube, and if any of y'all know about trucking and you getting into the Facebook groups and stuff like that, guess what? The energy is horrible, right? They're always complaining. They're always talking about how everybody else is messing up the market, right? Nothing they did to mess up the market, right? I'm talking about my fellow truckers and owner operators, right? Everybody else messed up the market. it's the broker's fault, it's the economy. It's always some crazy negative energy, right? But like I decided, y'all see the thumbnail, like I made over 900K in 24 when this was a down slope market, right? And I did just fine. Was it rough? Yes, it was painful. It was brutal. It took a lot of put a lot of pain on me and my family, right? Like I can tell y'all some stories. It was crazy. But we're in 2025, not new president, all this stuff or whatever. So we'll see what we got. But either way, I'm still gonna roll because I'm all in. I'm dedicated. I'm not, I'm not gonna jump ship, right? Like last time. So anyway, so you gotta have your mindset right. And when I say mindset, like have your mind set on this decision that you just did. And you're gonna go all in on this decision, right? So if you decided to go get that step deck, to go get that flatbed, to go get that RGN, only think about that. Only figure out and put your energy to what is it gonna take to get that trailer. Or I'm gonna be an on operator. I'm gonna, jump up from being a company driver and being an on operator. Okay, only go think about that. Put Netflix and chilling gotta wait. Sunday football, the Super Bowl, the honeys, the ladies, the brothers, whatever. If you're a sister, all that got to wait, man. You got to put that to the side. You got to focus on what are you doing and what you choose to do. Not choose, but what did you decide to do? You decided to start this company. You decided to go all in on being on operator. You decided to go, all in on specialized. I know the dry van's calling you. I know the reefer calling you. But you decided to, like my man put up earlier, I didn't put a load yet, but he will, right? Go all in. And he went all in because I believe he went purchase him a trailer, right? So like he went all in for real. So you got to have that and you got to stay positive. And when I say stay positive, meaning that when you go through these things, right? When you apply for this loan to go get this truck and they telling you no, you got to stay positive. When when you're on the road, and because I went through this, applying for trucks, and they like, no, no, no. When you're applying for this job that to get leased on with a company, and they're like, nah, we don't want to take you, your MVR's bad, or your PSP score or whatever like that, right? You got to stay motivated. Just keep applying, just keep going. Find somebody else to lease on to, right? When if you're already on operator, right, and that oil pump go out, that you got DEF issues, or whatever it is, that tire blew out and it's like $600, $700, $800 for somebody to come out, but you only got $100, $200 in your bank account and you barely can like send money home or eat or whatever. You got to stay motivated. You got to keep going, right? I'm saying this because I went through this. I lived this. This is not, this was real life for me. You know what I'm saying? Like being out there, sending everything home, and like I barely can eat. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm eating canned goods and like rice. You feel me? Beans and stuff, like, but I'm like steady rolling, right? I'm steady, keep going, staying motivated, getting up, pulling the loads. Loads ain't paying nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Sitting at the truck stop, drove, staring at the load board, nothing popping up, right? And then I swapped from the reefer flatbed to the RGN, knew nothing about it. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't know about it like that much. And now I'm like, wow, they barely had flatbed loads. And now I'm like looking at the load board. And when I jumped into it, they might have had 2 or 3 loads for RGN, right? And I got to learn how much is in the well and the height and the width and oh my God. I done got this trail and I'm paying $2,700 a month for this trail. And like, what am I gonna do? So you gotta stay, you gotta stay focused, man. You gotta stay focused, right? And you gotta push through. You have to go through it to get on the other side. All right, now this is a big thing. The next thing, this is very, very big, and we're gonna get into tactics after this. This is very big that I see a lot of people just in business, period, but especially truck drivers. They go through this. Okay. Understand, I've had the pleasure to employ a lot of brothers. Not too many women, right? I've never had a women driver, but I've had women in the office and stuff like that. But I've had the pleasure, right, to be able to employ and do business with a lot of brothers, all right, to drive the trucks. And one of the things that I see that I've saw and been seeing over all these years of in this business, even with myself at one point in time, but not now, is this. They could not be disciplined with their money and their time with just growing a business, even if they was just a driver. That was something very, very, very hard. And I understand why, because when I was out there really running the road, I get it, right? You're kind of on the road, you're away from home, you're bored, you didn't basically been like captive, right? On this road and like locked in this truck, right? And now when you get home or you get a moment to like enjoy yourself, you're going all in. So you're spending all your money. You're going out, you're doing whatever it is that you like to do. Some like to go to the club, some like to go to the sports game, some like to kind of, do it with their kids and kind of listen. I love my kids and for for real. But sometimes it's like I gotta do this, that with my kids. But understand you're building a business, right? And in order to build this business, you have to give this business time and you have to give it money and you have to give it energy, right? Like you have to, which is, time and money, like that's energy. You have to give this business that you remember in the beginning, you decided you burnt all the bridges, you going all in on this trucking business to be a owner operator. You got to remember you're an owner. That means you're a businessman. All right. You own a business. All right. So you have to, if you own operating, I mean, you're operating the business, right? Which is what? The truck. So now you have to drive the truck. So that means you got to check the truck, maintenance the truck, dispatch, you got to do all these things. You got to be your accountant. You got to make sure your money right. You got to save your money. You got to put your money up. You can't blow your money. One of the hardest things that I see all the time, right? To this day, when someone swaps from a company driver or whatever it is to being an operator, it just don't click for them, for their mind to click like, oh, I'm in business now, right? Yes, you're a businessman or you're a businesswoman now. Okay. So when you probably was just driving a truck for a company who does all the work for you, get your loads, pay the truck note, pay the trailer note, make sure the truck is maintenance, dealing with the customers behind the scenes, emailing, DOT, FMCSA, all this stuff, right? Guess what? You don't have to do that. So all you're doing is driving. Not saying that that's nothing to do. That's a big part. That's a big role. But at the same time, guess what? They doing all that. You ain't even know that this even existed before you was on operator. Now it's on you now. Now you got to book your loads. Now you got to keep the maintenance up on the truck. Now you got to put money to the side, right? Now you got to have, maintain your credit. You got to pay your bills on. You got to do all these things, right? So the mind shift never really is that's one of the hardest things for a truck driver to swap over to having that business mindset and understand you're an owner operator now, right? And by you being an owner operator now, you have to function. You have to be a different person now. You have to move different, especially if you really want to grow this thing, if you really want to have a fleet one day, if you really want to, because, some people's goals, right, might be to drive a truck for the rest of their life, right? And I get that. That's an honorable thing to do. Do your thing, right? But some people don't really want to do that. They really want to enjoy, whatever, if it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, they might even do it for 20 years, right? Who knows? But they might only want to do it for that time, but they want to grow and then exit the truck, right? So if if that's your plan to exit the truck, you really need to get your mind right early on and save your money, manage your money, put your money where it needs to go. You need to understand that money is to be multiplied, not to be thrown away, right? You need to have you more assets than liabilities, right? You need to understand that. Okay. I'm not going to go too deep into it and make this thing a whole deep teaching, but y'all get, I'm pretty sure y'all get the point. So that's very, very important to swap over to that mindset of I'm running a business, all right, and do these things. Now let's get into some tacticals, right? Say you are a truck driver, okay, and you're going from, or if you're gonna be getting your license, whatever, but you're not an owner operator yet. Well, how do you become an owner operator and get into the specialized freight, right? Well, you need to understand this. You need to get some experience, all right? And it's going to be a trade-off, all right? The number one thing that I tell uh clients is this. If you are a truck driver, but you want to get into specialized freight, you want to go heavy haul, you want to go oversized, you want to haul the big wide loads with the escorts front and back, whatever, whatever. You want to shoot your YouTube videos, vlog. You want to be cool, right? Because it's cool. Let's keep it real. It is. It's some cool, fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? You want to do this. Well, you might want to stay away from the big companies. This is in my opinion, right? Because you want to be an owner operator, right? You didn't say you didn't decide to be a truck driver and just drive specialized freight. I'm talking to the people that want to become an owner operator, become their own boss, work for themselves, be free, make more money, and can build something, right? And actually leave something to the family, right? Their wife, the kids, these type of things. That person, if that's you, guess what? It would be better for you to go work for a smaller company, like a smaller family-owned company or an owner operator. Reason why I say that is because they're gonna be able to let you in more to see things more, right? You're gonna be able to see things that you're not gonna be able to see when you with a bigger company, right? Now you might get the training for being for like training to do oversize and stuff like that, which is very valuable. So if you really need just the training, just to learn the oversize part of it, cool, you can go do that. But if you really want to learn how to be an owner operator, I would say go work for one or go work for a small fleet, right? Because you're gonna learn this is who you're gonna be, right? When your time come, right? So a lot of owner operators, they try to mimic the way that Walmart or like Snyder or JB Hunt or like Swift and or Boyd Brothers or all these other companies, but they're bigger companies. You're not gonna you don't y'all running a different style of business, right? You need to go look at some successful owner operators and see how they're doing it. And when you see how they're doing, it's like, oh, okay, you know, with that type of credit limit, even though you're not going to know exactly how what they got it, but understand this: most smaller fleets and owner operators, they're the way that they running it to be successful. They're not doing it like the big guys, right? The big guys are leasing all their trucks, which I actually lease some trucks too, and I learned something from them. So I'm kind of moving in that direction, but uh, I'm talking specifically to the people that's startup. You're in the startup phase, right? Um, Work for an owner operator, learn these things, learn how, what the actual bills look like when a tire blows out and you get it fixed at a shop versus a roll call. Learn the newer trucks, how much it is when a DEF goes out versus an older truck that don't have DEF, right? Learn, talk to the owner operator. Hey man, can you let me in and kind of, let me see when I say the books, not like all the way deep into the books, make your own spreadsheet, right? And keep track of everything. How much fuel you burning, how much gallons, how much did it cost? And act like it's your truck. Literally be like, hey, this is my truck. This is what I let me see what's going on. Something with my camera. 1 second, y'all. Do. Give me a second. I don't know what happened to my camera just now, but give me a second. Nope, wrong camera. All right, so we're back. So learn these things, right? I don't really remember where I was at, but anyway, so learn these things, right? Go run for an owner operator, small fleet, get in, be able to ask more questions, learn what's going on, right? And as you're learning these things, right, you will be better when it's time for you to be an owner operator, right? So that's that. All right. Um, if you don't have a truck and you are trying to get a truck, all right, and you're trying to go into the space, they have so many people on the internet that's like, oh, lease purchase is garbage and this is that. I beg to differ. That's not true. Think about it. You have an investor that's going to give you a truck and a trailer to go to work and do you. Literally. The bank wants you to have credit. They want you to have money down. They want you to have, all this stuff, right? And if it don't work out and you don't want to do it no more, you don't like it, guess what? It go on your credit, it destroy your credit, all these things. Lease purchase or lease rental, whatever you want to call it, you can go jump in it, learn, don't like it, or want to move around or swap up or whatever. I'm not advising you to do this, but sometimes things happens and you can just leave, give them the equipment back, and you're out of here. But the whole time you was making money like an owner operator. Why in the world would that be a bad thing? That is so, when people, I'm not saying that now they do have some bad lease purchase or lease options out there, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about the good ones. So find a good one, right? Come join the Trucking the Cash Flow, group, right? And come join the Trucking the Cash Flow group. Put it in the chat or inbox me, right? I like for people to put it out in front of everybody so everybody can see it, so everybody can like benefit from it in the general chat. And I'll throw up some companies to lease onto, or become a lease operator if you come with us or go with somebody else. I'll tell you what some good companies at. Really, right? But try that, or buy you a truck, or or if you already have a truck, go rent you a trailer. I probably wouldn't buy one. If you do buy one, it's not a bad thing if you commit it, right? It's not a bad thing, but I probably would rent one first. That's what I did. TNT trailer sales, whatever. It once again, hit me up. I can plug you right into with my connect. We got a connect over there now, and they do good buys, right? And then I have another place where I get trailers from too. So rent you a trailer, right? If you're gonna rent a trailer, rent a step deck with ramps, right? You don't have to go all in with the RGN. Get a step deck with ramps, start with that, right? Or if you do get RGN, get a tandem, meaning 2 axles only, 30 in the well. Don't get nothing smaller than that. Without riggers, which is the things that flip out, or with slide outs. My preference is slide outs. Get you some slide outs, right? That's a great trailer. You can make a lot of money. You can go anywhere in the country with it and pull some really good loads and make some really good money, like really good money. All right. You don't need the 3 axle, the 4 axle, the 5, the 7, the 10. Oh, I want to look, get you a standard 29 in the well, tandem axle, right? Or spread, whatever. And roll with that. All right. And you'll do great with that. All right. Or you can get the step deck with ramps. They almost kind of like the same thing. Don't take the step deck out of it. You get a step deck with ramps, 53-foot step deck with ramps. You can make you a lot of money. Good money. I'm talking about really good money. As an operator, you driving your own truck, you leased on somewhere, with a decent truck note, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you're going to high end, let's just say you're going to high end, your truck note's like $4,000 a month, right? Your trailer is like $500 a week, right? And some insurance, $300 a week, whatever, right? Let's just say you're paying about $2,000 for everything, right? It's a little high, but let's just say that you pay about $2,000 a week for everything, right? Whether you're a lease operator, your own operator, right? You still can bring home for you $4,000 to $8,000 a week. You can do that. with a tandem axle RGN 29 in the well. Nothing special, regular, right? You don't have to do all the craziness and all this and all that, because that's different levels and you got to move different, right? Take it from me, I know. All right. So you can get a truck, go lease on somewhere, or you can go lease on somewhere that would have the trailers, right? They already got a trailer, right? Because when you go to these places to rent trailers, you're gonna need credit to rent them and money down as well, right? Most of them are like $3,000 to $5,000 down for a trailer, right? So I would say just lease on to somewhere that has trailers, right? And do it like that. Now, once again, once you have decided to get into this, whether it's right before you get into it or you've went got your equipment and now you're into it. All right. Next thing is what you need to do is you need to study. Now, everybody studies different, right? You need to get on YouTube. I'm telling you what I've done. Not just watch vlog style entertaining companies. Not just that. Of videos, I'm sorry. You actually need to get on YouTube and look for people that's actually teaching the game, right? Like videos that's actually giving out game, even if it is vlog videos, right? In the vlog video, beginning, the end, in the middle, because that's kind of what I try to do. Like I do the vlog videos, but my whole purpose in the vlog videos is I'm trying to give some type of value, some type of game, right? I'm not really like an entertainer with my content. It's just, it's just not really me, right? I really want to give game. I want to give, people something that they can actually take and receive it, go out to the marketplace, use it, and make them some money. Like that's my whole goal. All right, cool. So now you watch the YouTube videos, but specifically search for that. I'm gonna give y'all a big gem right here now, even though it could be a little bit negative or whatever sometimes. Facebook groups. If you go into, write this down now or rewatch the video. Go into Facebook groups, and when you go into the Facebook groups, go read the posts, and when you read the posts, read the comments. Read the posts. They're gonna be roasting a lot of drivers about what they did. Drivers gonna post, they got this load. This is how they're gonna post their truck and their load, and it's gonna look good and whatever. But then you're gonna have a lot of people gonna come in and they're gonna roast them. Well, that can be bad and it could be negative and it be some negative energy, but you can learn a lot. Why? They're gonna be roasting them about their securement, how they secured the load, right? They're gonna be roasting them about how much they got paid for the load, right? They're gonna be roasting them about, the type of areas. They're gonna be, the conversation is gonna be talking about on this side of the country. These are the laws. This is how many escorts you need. You're gonna be able to see, how much to pay the escorts, right? That's another thing. Go join the escorts and pilot car Facebook groups, right? Put it in your mind. You're already on operator, right? Or if you are on operator, doing specialized freight and you're not doing this, you need to do this, right? You need to go in these Facebook groups. You need to read the posts. Then you need to read the comments. They have so much information that you can go in there and learn, right, from the people that's in there, whether it's, good or bad or negative or whatever you want, positive, whatever you want to call it, right? But you go learn from that, right? They have a couple books, and I'm gonna link them up, but they have some books on how, like running a trucking company and stuff like that. It's okay books. I was thinking about writing one myself. It's okay. It's something to read though, right? Read books on running a business, right? I think they got a book called the 𝐸 Entrepreneur, something like that, right? I'll try to link it up, but read that book, right? Read about marketing, stuff like that. Well, what does marketing have to do with having a trucking company? Man, check this out. One of the things that one of my real secrets is that I actually get freight from the same people over and over a lot more now, right? And when you learn marketing techniques and learn how to communicate with people in the world that we're living in now, especially like we're doing right now. I'm communicating with you all right now. When you learn how to communicate with people through their email, right? Like an email list, and you're constantly bugging them, right? They don't feel, they might feel like you're bugging them, but when they need you, you're not bugging them, right? So if you're constantly showing up in the email list, right, to haul someone's freight, right, and they email, they inbox, right? When this thing happens, guess what? You might be running the road on a load board, and you're running over the road and all over the country, whatever. We don't really do that anymore, right? Because I learned a better way to do it. You might be running like that, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you what I actually did. I start emailing people, and I would just text them. If it was their phone number, I would text them. If I got the email, I would just constantly email them, right? And they got software to do this type of stuff, but I started out with just bloop with the phone. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just constantly hit them up. Hey, you got anything this week? Now I might be weighing 1,000 miles away, and I can't like haul, not can't, but I'm just keeping communication, right? And one time a guy was like, yeah, I actually do. Can you quote this load? I would quote loads. That's a big thing. That is a very, very, write that down. That's very, very big. Even if you're not putting the loads, just quote them. Just give them a price. Just quote them. But be ready to pull a load if, you actually get the load, right? You don't want to like turn down a load, but quote the loads, all right? And when you quote the loads, they're going to appreciate the help, because a lot of brokers, they don't know what price they need. That's why they're asking you. You're the professional. You're the truck. You are the professional truck driver, man. All right. So they know this. So they're coming to ask you. Feel me? So by they coming to ask you, guess what? Give them an answer. Help them out. Help them. Don't just, oh man, they don't want to give me a load. Help them first. Help them, and then they'll help you, right? So that's what I did. I would text them. They would say, some would say, nah, I don't have nothing. Some wouldn't respond. Some wouldn't open the emails. They didn't care. They would block me. Some would respond to the email and say, hey, stop emailing me. I don't care. Whatever. Cool. No problem. I would respond and say, no problem. Whatever. So then guess what happened? Somebody eventually said yes. And when they said yes, that time I was driving the truck myself. I was weighing like 500-600 miles away. I did hit it just to go get that broker's load. You know why? Because I knew that was going to open up a relationship for me in the future. That's one more step away from me. One more step for me to get away from the load board. You will never be able to get all the way off the load. Well, you might can. Some people can. Not really, right? Even big companies use, load boards, right? But that was one more step for me to get away from that big thumb of the load board, right? And not like having this freight over and over, especially in the specialized, department, right? So you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to constantly, reach out to brokers. Excuse me, y'all. Do not treat the brokers bad. Don't do that. They work for you. Why would you do that? Like, they are constantly hitting up brokers, shippers, emailing them, meeting them in person, networking with them, doing all that for you. They can't pull a load themselves. They giving it to you to pull. They bringing you money. Now, are there evil brokers out there? And yes, I said evil. Like evil? Yes, there are evil ones. I've had so many experiences with brokers. I'll make a video about that. I'm not going to go on a tangent with that here. But just don't worry about it. Just hang up on them. They acting crazy. They don't want to act right. Just hang up. Move on to the next one. Don't get all emotional about it. They will not be in business long. No, nothing to trip off, right? So, understand that. Definitely do that. What else we got, right? Let me look at my notes because I want to make sure y'all getting this value, right? Get you some consultations if you got to get some consultations with people. I can do one. You got a couple other people on the internet that can do some consultations with you, that can teach you something or can help guide you through this journey, the truck buying process. If you're in a position where you're going to buy a truck, I would stick with Cummins in Detroit. I wouldn't, mess with nothing else. I have a couple PACCARs myself, but I wouldn't advise no one to actually go buy a PACCAR, right? Once again, we're talking about getting into the specialized part of being an owner operator, right? So you definitely, want to understand that. This is another one. This is probably going to be the last one, and then we'll open it up for Q&A if anybody has any questions. But make sure you are managing and budgeting your money well, especially if you're going to come into this space, meaning the specialized space. Reason why I'm saying that is because of this. This is totally different, y'all. This ain't the same game. All right, this is different. We just went through a snowstorm. Yes, I live in South Louisiana, but this whole area that we was running was messed up. We didn't run for the whole week. They had loads, you couldn't get permits. All right, because they wouldn't give you permits because of the weather, right? Sometimes the specialized freight, it would just drop. I'm talking about it'll just whoop, it'll do that. It'll do that. Like it'll do that. And if you're not a person that's gonna run the whole country, you got to be prepared for that, right? So, we got step decks as well. So sometimes we'll park a trailer and go hook up to a step deck or something just to kind of, stay consistent and make some money or whatever. But do understand this. When it's good, it's good. Like it's good. I think the last week we ran, well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna wait till the video come out, because if I say it, then I'm gonna spoil the video, because I got a video coming out about it, right? Vlog video, and tell y'all the numbers at the end. So I can't give y'all that. But we did good, right? And when it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's bad. So you got to put your money up, right? You running these type of loads or whatever you need, you like 2 spare tires on the trailer at all times. You need to be able to get these permits and deal with these escorts. And if a load go bad and you're going over your time for the day, guess what? You're gonna have to keep these escorts to the next day. So you're gonna have to pay them again, right? So we're not gonna get too deep into that. I am gonna do a series on this, right? I do remember where we're leaving off with this. And I'm gonna come back live probably next week. I believe it's gonna be next week, right? And we're gonna be a part 2. And if we need to, we'll do a part 3 and a part 4, whatever, to really give a nice roadmap to where you can constantly play these videos over and over and like really get in the game. It's 2025, man. Get in the game, man. Like really get in the game and come get this money. It ain't, listen, they got too much. I can't get it all, right? And everybody else can't get it all. They got enough money for everybody. All right, like enough. And when I'm not talking about enough for everybody that got get a little something. No, they actually have enough money for everybody to make some real money. So with that being said, let's go on ahead and go to the Q&A. If anybody got some questions or just comments, that's cool too, right? Let's check it out. I'm gonna go up to the top because I didn't see one earlier. I was wondering if I had TS. What's up, TS? I was wondering if I had experience with just flatbed. Do you think I need separate training for step deck, or would I technically be fine? You're good. You're good. Step deck is a little different, but what you know with flatbed and step deck is the same in a lot. It's different in some, but what you need to know with step deck, you can, you're good. You can learn that on a job. You can, if you know flatbed, you can jump right into step deck and you're good. It's just a couple of different things with turning, with the spread axles, and how to, to where you don't eat up the tires and stuff. It's not that big of a difference. You're good. It really depends on the type of loads you're gonna take. If you're gonna take like some tall loads, some big wide loads, if you're loading the step deck with equipment, if it's a step deck with ramps, and you're like driving equipment up there, well, that's gonna be totally different than what I'm pretty sure you're used to than a flatbed, right? You probably hauled a lot of wood, beams, tarping a lot, lumber, steel coils, whatever. With a step deck, you kind of move away from that and go a little bit different, especially if you have ramps. All right. Hope that answered your question well. I never drove flatbed, but young boy. Sorry. What up, young? I never drove flatbed, but want to buy my own flatbed. If it's too hard, I'm pretty sure you meant to say, is it too hard to learn strapping / tarps and chains on the fly with YouTube videos? Nah, it's not actually. And I know some of the OGs gonna be like, man, why are you telling them that? I learned a lot on YouTube. I'm serious. I've trained a lot of drivers before the YouTube was popping like it is now. Not saying that they didn't have videos, but like I didn't know that the videos was out there like that, right? I've trained a lot of drivers with flatbed and step deck and RGN today, and I've been doing this for years on FaceTime. Literally, like, hey, look, all right, strap it like this. All right, cool. Let me see. Nah, you gotta move that over. Look, chain it like this. Nah, man, you gotta take all that off. Tarp it like this, whatever. So I mean, yeah, you can. They got some really good videos out there. Go on YouTube and just type in flatbed securement videos. Go study it. Because think about it. If you go and work for a big company, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna put you in front of a computer with videos. And you're gonna go do all of that, right? And then when you do all that, then you're gonna go on the road and get some experience. But if you're a responsible person, and you're not gonna, if you're responsible and you got some good integrity, yes, you can learn some basic stuff and actually learn on a job as you go watching YouTube videos. All right. I hope the OGs don't get mad at me with that. Oh man, you're the reason why, we got these YouTube truck drivers messing the game up. Whatever, man. Charles Smith, FMCSA, trying to go after lease companies. I need to look into it. Yeah, they are. I don't think they will be able to like get rid of it because think about it. I mean, you're a contractor, right? So they are. They definitely did it out there in California first. Got crazy out there. For whatever that they are trying to do or whatever that's in motion that they're doing, I do believe that Trump's administration, he gonna deal with that. I don't think it's gonna ever like really mess with us like that. Charles Smith, roll door, day van trailers for rent. Huh? I'm assuming you're asking where do they rent van trailers? What do they have van trailers for rent? They got a bunch of places, my brother. Google it. I'm not gonna really get into that because we're talking about specialized freight, so I want to stay on the topic, right? But just Google it. It's no big deal. They stopped Isaiah. They stopped lease ons in Cali. They did. That's why Cali's probably one of the best places to get a cheap truck at, right? Definitely. I'm assuming Ish Legend 91. I learned a lot off your channel. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you watching. Seriously. I'm serious. Oh man, why you do it to me? I don't know how to pronounce. I don't want to mess your name up. Now I gotta type it in Google, man. See how to pronounce it. I don't want to do that. Let's see. I hope I do it right.
Ozuna.
I'm gonna try. Ozuna or Ozumia. Let's go with that. I know where a project happening. I keep you posted. The table is big enough so can eat. I got to get my equipment together about 6 months from now. The table is big enough to lay some bro to eat. Okay, I'm assuming you're saying that You know what project is, and the money good over there. Great. When this project starts up, be sure to jump in the trucking and cash flow school for sure. Free community, by the way, free community. It's not paid. Definitely make sure you jump into that and let me know. All right, what we got next? Isaiah said 100. Ish Legend 91. On the specialized space, how much should someone have in the bank to be ready at all times? 20 to 30K? Nah. It would be great to have that. Of course, the more the merrier. But I mean, you got businesses that's on 10 million, $20 million levels, and like uh if a week go by and they don't make no money, like they got to shut the doors. So don't get too deep into that. Just start, right? Um, should you have money in the bank? Yes, as much as possible. But what if you don't have money? What if you don't have no money? What if you took all your money and bought your truck, rent your trailer, started your authority, paid your insurance, and your first week of work, you don't have enough money to buy a tire? I'm telling you this because I went through this. Like, I've done this, right? And I was successful. I did good. Now, is that the best thing to do? Is that the wisest thing to do? I would say no. But if that's all you got and that's all you got to work with, do your thing. Keep rolling. Like, handle your business. Go get your truck, go get your trailer, and jump in the game. Don't wait, right? Don't. Dynamic force. What are the steps needed to gain customer freight? Get you a list, right? Get you a marketing list and start calling them, emailing them, texting them, showing up in person, going into the office. Hey, where's hey, how you doing, Susan? Da, 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 da. Nice to meet you. Hey, by the way, is your logistics manager in, which you should already know, procurement manager or whatever is in, which you should probably already know before you even go in there, right? So know that. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, my bad. So yeah, so go in. The easiest way is to do this, especially because you want to, you really don't have time to really do a lot of stuff, right? Especially if you're driving a truck. The easiest way is to do this. Get a list and you call, text, and email the list. What I would do, this is the cheapest way to do it. All right. Make sure you rewind the video and check this out. You go on Fiverr. When you go on Fiverr, you look up Google scraping, right? And when you look up Google, somebody that's gonna Google scrape for you, right? And we broke it. Everybody can do this. If you're a freight dispatcher and you're watching this, if if you're a broker and you're watching this, if you a owner operator, whatever, this works for everybody. All right. Go on ahead, go on Fiverr, type in Google scraping. Someone's gonna, their profile is gonna pop up, and you tell them, inbox them or pay them. You're gonna pay them to scrape the internet for businesses. They're going to ask you, the scraper, the person that's going to do this for you, they're going to ask you some things, all right? Like keywords, same way like with YouTube, all right? Certain keywords, you're going to pull up certain videos. They're going to ask you for some keywords, all right? Now, with those keywords, you're going to give them certain keywords like heavy haul, oversized, machinery, heavy equipment. You get the drift, right? These things that you want to haul, they're going to scrape the internet. Now, you don't want them to be scraping the internet all over the country. What I would do, I would only, in the beginning, start off with scraping the internet in my state, and I would probably just do that. And I would market to those companies in my state, because now what that's going to do, that's going to create local work for me. All right. Even if it's going far, right? Especially if you're getting direct free, because now you can charge a certain amount, because the broker's not in it, right? So the broker's not going to get their fee. And let me tell you something, if y'all didn't know, specialized freight ain't like regular freight now. All right. Y'all need to know this. The margin that a broker gets, I'm telling you, I've got a brokerage as well. I'm telling you what's up. The margin, all right, between what the broker got paid and what they paying to carry and what they keep is way bigger than what it is on regular freight. I'm telling you, thousands on some loads, not no $100, $200. I'm serious. All right. So if you are a carrier and you go straight to the shipper and you can secure that as a direct and eliminate that, as long as you don't bid on it wrong, because you can bid on it wrong. And if you bid on it wrong, now you locked in with this lower rate and you ain't gonna never be able to get it up. If you bid it right and you can go direct and pull these loads, the money, it's crazy. It's crazy money. So that's that. And then go in person if you can and start talking to these people, right? And then another hack, and we're gonna go to the next one. Go on LinkedIn, and when you go on LinkedIn, start talking with these people and being friends with these people that works at these companies, all right? And do that. That's some real game now. Norby Shelton, I hope I got it right. Like video content, appreciate the knowledge and support of helping drivers or driver to become great to being successful flatbed step deck game. 100. Appreciate you, bro or sister. Pretty sure you're bro though, right? I'm just joking around with y'all tonight, man. Dynamic Force again. Do you know of any dispatchers that doesn't require signing a carrier contract? Come back at me, man. What do you mean carrier contract? From my understanding, it's just a contract because we dispatch outside carriers too. But from my understanding, it's just a contract to get paid. It's not really, it's just a contract to get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, look, if I book you this load for $1,000, my price is 10%, 8%, 5%, 20%, whatever it is, right? You have to pay me this, right? When you, whether it's right after you get paid or with the invoice is due in 2 days or the invoice is due in 5 days, a week, whatever. If it's a contract like that, nothing's wrong with a contract like that. That's actually good for both parties, because no one can say, oh, you're supposed to pay me this, or I was supposed to pay you that. It's like, nah, here goes the agreement, right? I like to call them agreements, not really contracts. Because contract, that word is just it's a triggering word to, it's like, sign this because I don't trust you type of thing. Say, look, we're coming to this agreement. I'm going to fulfill my role as a dispatcher. You're going to fulfill your role as on operator, and we're going to do business, right? Anything outside of that, I don't really see why they should need a contract. All right. Isaiah, why wouldn't you sign a contract? I guess he's talking about Dynamic Force. We just went over that. Cut it. What are the best OTR hazmat companies? If you're talking about hazmat with specialized freight, like RGN, Step Deck, Lowboy, you can go to Landstar. You can go to, which they're all own operators, or go in these Facebook groups and find you some people that has trucks that's leased on the Landstar. You could do Bennett. You can do Google, right? And I hope that's what you're talking about with specialized freight. If you're talking about dry vans and reefers and all that, this ain't the channel. This ain't the channel for that. Just talking about specialized, right? Demetrius B. I know you said you learned securement by studying on YouTube. How did you learn it personally? Did you learn it as an owner operator or through a company? I didn't learn securement on YouTube. I did not learn securement on YouTube. I learned securement. Really, I started off with securement with my father. Once again, my grandfather was in the business. Then my father, and my father he was under Ace and Acme. It's like some hot shot companies or whatever, and then he hauled cars. So I knew how to, as a kid, I knew how to secure cars and secure freight young, really, really young. So I knew securement really young. Before I even like drove trucks for a company, I knew securement. Now, as far as then I leveled up and I had to learn tarping. Then I had to learn securement with coils. Then I had to learn how to secure oversized freight. Because it's different, right? How did I learn all of that? I learned all of that by doing it. And then I was leased on to a couple of companies because I never ran over a road for a company. Like I've never driven for a company over the road, like ever, right? I've always was an owner operator on a road. So they had some videos to watch in the beginning or whatever like that, but I learned it as I went, So dynamic force. Okay. He's talking to Isaiah. I'm leased on with a company that allowed me to book my own loads, but I can't sign them. Okay. Gotcha. USC Craig. I got 14 years heavy haul experience in my own truck and trailer. Wondering if you're taking trucks on. Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, we are. Once again, go on ahead. I'll tell you what. Let me do this. Let me do this. Might have to block some people after doing this, but it is what it is. Let me give out this number. Got a couple different numbers. Because the phone, it'd be crazy, man. It's nothing to do with y'all. It's just they got so many people. They call and they text and they just, and I gotta answer my phone because business, and it's like, oh man, you're trying to get a free consultation. I don't do that. Like, don't do that. Right. So go on ahead and text that number. Right. Text that number, your name, your number. Of course, I'll have your number, but just text me. Let me know what you're trying to do. If you're trying to lease on, if you're looking for a dispatcher, if you're looking for a job, right? Even if you're looking for a job and I don't have enough trucks that's open at the moment, once again, I'm a part of a community with other people that has trucks in this space and niche as well. Sometimes they're looking for drivers, right? Sometimes it's trucks that I have that I'm affiliated with personally, whether dispatching or they under my umbrella or part of my team. Sometimes it's not. But I know a lot of people, they need drivers, good drivers though. So you will be vetted. So be honest when you talk to me. Be honest. Hey, look, I don't have experience, but I'm willing to learn. Okay, cool. We might have team you up, or might have put you local, or we might, whatever. Be honest. Oh, hey, I got this experience. I'm ready to rock. Whatever it is, right? So definitely text that number. Let me know if you're trying to lease on or you need a dispatch or whatever it is, can definitely help you out. All right. All right. Isaiah says, I read a cargo securement. I read a cargo securement handbook. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna look that up, man. I'm gonna look that up. I might read that book. Thank you. Put it in the chat. That which book is that? I'm gonna check that out. All right. But anything else? Do we have anything else? Anything else? I'm actually over my time because I got to I'm over my time. I gotta get out of here. So I don't see anything else in the chat. If that's it, man, I'm gonna go on ahead and rock out. I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds to see if something maybe would pop up. You know? All right, y'all. Well, look, glad for y'all having me tonight. Once again, I'm an OG in the trucking game, but I'm new to the YouTube game, trying to get good at this thing, but actually trying to provide y'all value and really rolling with this thing. All right. So it's 100. Oh, wow. 141 pages. What's the name of it? Can you put the name in the chat, bro? Because it says something about attachment, but just put the name in the chat and I'll Google it or whatever, and I'll find it. You know what I'm saying? That could be very, very cool. You know what I mean? Put it in the chat for me, man.
It's the money.
Appreciate it. All right, y'all. So look, check it out.
Money.
Maybe that might be a little too loud. So look, check it out. I'm out of here. I'm about to go get me something to eat, and I will see y'all on the next live or in the next video. Y'all definitely gonna want to see and watch the next. Can I email it to you? Yes, I'll put my email in the chat. Let me put my email in the chat right quick. You definitely can email that to me. Or if you just want to email me anything, right? Hopefully y'all can see that. You can email me right there. Got a couple more questions that came in, but you can email me right there. You can email me that book, man. I appreciate it. What we got? Got a couple more things came in. What insurance would you suggest for carriers to go with? Email me or text me, and I will refer you to an actual agent. You can text me at 985-326-1699. Or you can email me at info@tptdispatch.com, and I will hook you up with 2 good agents, because it kind of depends on where you at. It's not really about the actual insurance. That's why I'm just not going to answer that like that. It's more about get with an agent, tell them what you're looking for, tell them what type of equipment you got, tell them what you're trying to do, what's your goals, and let them go out and get with these companies and figure it out, because it depends on what you're hauling, how much you're trying to, put on insurance, what's the rating of the actual insurance company, where you live at, what's your fleet. It's a lot of stuff going to that. So hit me up. I'll plug you in with an expert on that can answer all these questions. You can spend an hour on the phone with them and then answer all those questions, right? So email me or text me. USC Craig said, what kind of splits do you do with Lease Stone? Hit me up. We'll jump on a call. We'll go over it all. When you hit me up, once again, text me 985-326-1699 or info@tptdispatch.com. You hit me up, and when you hit me up, we will go over every single thing, because it depends on, you know, what do you actually need. Okay. But until next time, everyone, I don't see anything else. So until next time, I'll see y'all in the next live or the next video. All right. Peace out.
It's the money.